Is it working? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hello. Your works here. My name is
Oh,
Dominik, and
hello.
I'm joined. Yes, Jess, we're already there. I'm joined by Jana from Germany and Jess from the United Kingdom. Hey,
Hello.
how are
Hey.
you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, awesome. Because like the Eurovision season has started,
Yes.
obviously, and I wanna say hello to Lee Fern. Hello, good to see you. Um, So we've got three more qualifiers for MGP. Last week we already had three qualifiers, and now we have six. So only one semi-final to go until we have the final. So Jana, don't you want to say the finalists for tonight?
So we have Jona. I'm so happy about that. We have Elsie and Swing It.
Yes.
So
So why don't we go through them by the order of the announcement? So the first one who qualified was Swing It with the song Prohibition. Jess, first thoughts about that?
Well, I had this down as kind of a surprise qualifier, so I kind of half expected this, even if it wasn't one of my favorites going through. I do think that they have a good song and they've brought something different and something fun to the stage. And it makes a change from all the kind of regular pop songs or like your standard ballads. So it's nice to see this qualified because it adds variety to the final. Um, and I thought their performance tonight was good, but not great. It did feel like there was just something missing and it wasn't as good as it could have been, but I'm happy for them nonetheless.
Okay, Jana, what about you?
yes. So first of all, this is not my genre at all. I don't like jazz, but I totally understand that it qualified because it makes people happy. Like it's danceable. It makes you cheer, and the staging, the setup remind me of a jazz bar. It was like kind of cozy but also elegant. I like the palm trees. So I kind of get it. It's not really my thing, but I think other people might like it. So yeah.
Okay, to be fully honest, I thought that was the last place of the night. I wasn't expecting it at all. For me, it was like a fourth race, like four race for three spots, and apparently two of them were eliminated, so I was wrong on that. It's totally not my genre. I mean, they really went through this genre, like all the way, the staging, the sound, the outfits, everything was this jazzy 20s style. I don't know.
Mm.
I mean, obviously it has some kind of audience because they qualified, and I think I'm not totally sure, but I think it's only televote, isn't it? Or like voting through
I
the
think
app,
so. Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So, not sure about the final, but I don't think they're going to win MGP, but I'm not sure if they expected a qualification. So I think they must be very happy now, and they were, like they were so excited. I was a bit shocked, especially because they were the first one. So I already knew, okay, some of my qualifiers will struggle. So yeah, here we go. Let's say hello to Vincent. Hi, good to see you. And Bubble Pirate is saying hi to Jess.
Hello.
Yes. Which brings us to the next qualifier. Very excited about that because it was Joan, and Bubble Pirate says this would be the best choice. The song is called Echo Inni Meg, which is called Echo in Me, which performed first. So, Jess, what do you think about this performance? Did it deserve a qualification?
Oh, 100%. This going in, this has always been one of my favorites from this semi and from MGP this year in general. I wasn't 100% loving the staging. I was a little bit let down in parts by the staging, but the overall kind of concept and how he sounded on stage and how everything came together did work. And I honestly think that this would make a very good entry for Norway at Eurovision. So I'm kind of secretly hoping now that this wins because it's such like a fun, happy kind of song, very upbeat. It's going to get people on their feet and it's something a bit different as well. And I just love it.
Yeah, now your thoughts?
Yeah, so Echo in May is my favorite song of MGP so far, so I was so happy. And I was looking up the lyrics, and I think the chorus says, "The woman lives like an echo inside of me." So I personally think the staging really makes sense. Like you always had the woman on the left corner, so she was kind of fading away, but she was also there. It was really interesting. I mean, I really liked it. And then it really reminded me of Eurovision, kind of, because we had those boxes in the middle, or mirrors, I don't know. Reminded me a bit of the 2000s. I mean, I love the 2000s. So and I really like the spotlight on him during the chorus. I think that was really smart. So yeah, I mean, they obviously can improve it, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was one of my qualifiers, so I was happy, obviously. And I like the way of being in Norwegian, but also being very modern and also a bit dated in terms of the 2000 vibes. But I think the 2000 have some kind of comeback already.
Yeah.
At least that's my feeling about the music. So I think he's in trend. In comparison to Jess, I must say I kind of like the staging. The outfit was cool. It kind of reminded me of, do you know Naruto? Like the anime? It kind of looked like one of these ninjas. I don't know. But I liked it. I liked the light effects as well. They were very effective. There was a lot going on, maybe a bit too much. I totally understand if someone would say it's too messy, but I think it was just like perfect for that. So let's go to this comment. Sarah O'Halloran, O'Halloran. Hi, who made it? So Swing It did it, Joan did it, and Elsie Bay. We will come to her in a second. But first of all, one thing I wanted to add was like the one you already mentioned. That was Silke, the one with the, I don't know. It kind of sounded like a traditional Norwegian sound, but with a filter on it, so it sounded very electronic and stuff. Did you expect it to be that way, that it was just on tape, or did you think she would have been on stage?
So I actually thought she would be on stage. Like I
Yeah.
was thinking about how they would do it, and I was thinking about maybe a lot of smoke in the beginning, flashlights, she on stage in a dress. But I don't know. I also like it this way, so I think it's more modern, maybe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that would have been cool to have
Hmm.
that, but the way they did manage to portray it on stage worked well, I think.
Yeah. So Vincent is definitely happy about the result because like it was the favorite. We have some other comments because like for Sarah, the song wants her to dance, which
Me
I agree
too.
with. And I mean they were
Me-
dancing a lot, weren't they? So yes. Harry, hi Harry. He says that it was good, but it needs choreography. I mean, there was a lot of choreography already. I think, or at least I had the impression.
I mean, I see
About
your
the,
point, but yeah, he has
yeah,
time to improve. So
maybe like don't dance to certain parts, but then move it to
Mm.
the dance break. That would make sense, I guess. Yeah. By the way, he says hi. So Vincent agrees with that. So he also wants more choreography. Anyway, so happy about that. The third qualifier has been Elsie Bay, a familiar name. The song is called Love You in a Dream. And she's a returner. So she was in the top 4 from last year with the song Death of Us, which was one of the favorites. Unfortunately, she didn't make it, but now she's back in the final. So, Jess, what do you think about her performance as well as her song?
So her song is not one of my favorites from this year's MGP, but her performance definitely is. It's by far my favorite from tonight, and I think probably the best staging we've seen tonight. It was so classy and so elegant, and the way they managed to portray the story of the song on stage, they did it in such a great way. And just the whole kind of color scheme and choreo and vibe that was going on just matched everything so perfectly. And it's no surprise that she's qualified because it is a great song and the staging just elevated it so much higher. It was just beautiful to see on stage, really.
Yeah, the first thought was like very thoughtful, very
Mm.
classy, very effectful. I mean, there were a lot of props, weren't they? Like only the chandelier, the foggy ground, and the dancers and the light. That's basically it.
But that was
And
enough.
it was enough, and it totally fit the song and definitely elevated it. I was like captivated. I was like, oh, what's coming next? It's so good. Also, want to mention the dress. I think that was very cool and different to last time. So she shows some variety there. Jana, what about you?
I totally agree with Jess. Like it was like watching a show actually, not
Mm.
really watching
Yeah,
a song. It was more. It was very moody, very dark, but I liked it. It was really fitting to the song as well. It was very unique, different to the other songs tonight. So yeah, she deserved to qualify.
okay. Let's check out the comments. So some of them disagree with us. For example, Neil Era says the staging was cold and pretentious. Well, it is a dark or like very melancholic song, so maybe that pretty much fits. It's about breaking up and stuff, which seems to be a pattern. I mean, Death of Us was pretty much the same theme, so that's her thing. Someone has WhatsApp on. Yeah, is it you?
It's
Let me
not
check.
Like
me.
it's making a sound the whole time.
Oh,
It's not me, is it? Anyway, what about the others? So Neil Ever also wasn't sure about Jones and Elsie's qualification after these performances. Do you think they were a letdown for you? I mean, I personally thought they were deserved qualifiers.
yeah, no, I totally agree. Like Elsie's performance, it was amazing. Like I didn't even expect it to be that good. Joan, I don't know. I always listen to his studio version, so it's just about the song for me, and he can definitely improve it anyway. So yeah,
Hmm.
it was still good.
Yeah, very nice. So Sarah says she wants to dance with Elsie. I'm not sure if she can dance because I have never seen her dancing so far with the ballad she sent. I must say though, in terms of the song, I prefer Death of Us. And I mean, if you come back like after 1 year, you obviously get compared to the song. I think that's fair. However, I like the fact that it's the same genre but still different enough, and her voice really suits the song. It's very unique, and you can really. It's one of a million voices, I would say. It's very
Mhm.
distinctive, and I like that. What else did I write down? Um, One thing. I'm from Germany. She lives in Berlin. That was a nice fact.
Cool.
I liked
I
that.
didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, she was like in the beginning of the introduction, it was Berlin in the background. I was already like, wait, I know this building. It's the Brandenburger Tor. So I was like, yay. And she was already like in the postcard, also was told that she lives there, which
Yeah,
is so
she's
good.
recording songs there.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Sarah's really going for dancing with Elsie. Okay. Yeah. Don't worry, Ise Manga. She is uh, going to be better. That brings us to a new topic. So I think she was one of the only ones without using autotune
Yeah.
because you were hearing some struggles in the voice, which made it a bit more fragile, I think. It suited the song, and I don't think that's like it was a bad performance. I think it wasn't. Um, do you like the rule about the autotune?
Nope.
No.
Mm, thought so.
I mean, I don't understand. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the singers are good enough without auto tune, and it's not needed in that case. And I don't understand the need to kind of strive for perfect, because sometimes I think not being 100% perfect sounds better in a way.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's kind of dumb because at Eurovision you can't use autotune anyway.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's fooling themselves a bit.
Yeah.
Like, they sound so great. Let's send them to Eurovision. And then in the end, they're like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. Maybe they sound the
They have
same or
time
pretty
to
much
improve.
the same. Yes, exactly. But still, it's a bit, I don't know, misleading.
Mm.
And some of the performances really, we will come to the ones who didn't qualify in a second, don't worry. But I think some of the performances really relied on this auto tune, and Elsie Bay definitely wasn't one of them. I don't think Swing It were relying on them.
Mhm.
Joan
I
maybe
don't
a
think
bit,
so.
yeah. Joan maybe a bit, but it wasn't that like over the top. I
Too
think it
much.
was
Yeah.
fine. Yes. Um, so which one was the one you were definitely sure it's going to qualify, but in the end didn't? Jess, go for it.
For me, it was Sandra. I was very sad to see her not qualify because she has a great song. The staging I didn't quite understand at the beginning when she was just kind of sitting down, and then these strange men figures come out, which again I didn't understand. It was a bit weird, but the song is great and she performed it very well on stage. So it's a shame, and it's a shame that the Norwegian language didn't get through with her song.
Well, Joan's song is Norwegian, so at least we have got one song.
Yes, thank you for
Um,
reminding
you're
me.
welcome. I get you. Yeah, so the song title was Drum the Bird, which is a dream about it. That's the translation. I must say it was kind of let down. It was still a very good performance, don't get me wrong, but I preferred the studio version. It's simple, but it's very beautiful. I like the melody. And then in the end, it kind of went flat a bit. I don't know. She had some struggles, even though it was autotune, and I think that helped her. And with autotune, don't just to be clear, it's not playback. It's just an improvement of the voice. Okay, just to make it clear. But still, I was confused by the staging as well, especially the second part, because then there were some mannequins on stage, very tall ones. And I have seen the movie Slender Man, and it kind of gave me that vibe, and I was maybe even distracted by it. I don't know. Jana, what about you?
I don't know. I think every staging has a meaning, and I've heard that the song is about child abuse before, so it kind of makes sense. Also,
There
the
you go.
funny thing and the Slender Man. So maybe they scared her in the past or something. I have no idea. I don't know about the interpretation, but I think there has to be something. And I think everything kind of fit together. Like the dress made her look so powerful and strong. And you had the fog. It's also empowerment. And I don't know, everything worked really well together, I think.
I wasn't sure about like the meaning behind it. Now it kind of makes sense. Harry says that Slenderman is real, and Sandra is the one who found it. I like that. So yeah, Vincent is referring to the autotune, saying that they want to push boundaries. We had some of that as well in Eurovision already, like in regards of the backing vocals, because in the beginning everything had to be live, including the instrument. I mean, do you remember the orchestra?
I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was already a development if you go from there. But I'm not sure if we should go to the next step in terms of
Please not.
autotune because I kind of have the feeling that it will go playback in the end. That's just my feeling, and I don't want that.
It would
So
be so
maybe we just, yeah, maybe just stick to the live version. But yeah, I think I like the fact that Norway is trying something new. They also changed the whole system, so we don't have any pre-qualifiers anymore, which I like because it was such a mess. Like you weren't sure, like, why is this one a qualifier? I mean, this one would be deserved a pre-qualification. So it was a bit confusing. Um, anyway, before we go to the other songs, we've got like a very nice question. Was it a surprise for Swing It? For me, it was. For
Mm.
Jana and Jess, not so sure. I think they were
For
like,
me, I
yeah,
kind of half predicted it to happen.
like
It just
borderline.
like when they were performing, it just seemed like the type of thing the Norwegians would go for, and they would
Yeah,
just find it fun and qualify it.
it was definitely different. So they were
I mean,
outstanding because
yeah.
maybe the other ones were too similar, maybe in
For me, it
terms of
was very
the genre.
surprising, but
Yeah,
I kind of understand it. Like some people might really like it and enjoy it. So
yeah, true. So we have like another comment about Elsie. Turn up the background music to enhance the whole drama part of the song. I think it was already very dramatic, wasn't it?
mm,
You don't need more drama on here. Anyway, so one of the other performances, which I liked, maybe it was a bit too much, but I want to talk about it, was Ella with the
cool.
song Waste. So I wrote down Maroof, if you know what I mean, and more is more, because it was a lot. Like it was an explosion of every effect you can throw at on stage. um, just to like waste.
Wasn't really working for me, I'll say. I think there was a lot of kind of cliches in there, given the style of music and the outfit choice and the choreography that she had. By no means is it a bad song. It's a good song, and she performed it very well. But the song is not the strongest song in the contest. And I do agree with you, Dominic. The staging was just a bit too much. There was a lot going on, and I feel like they were trying to overload the staging with every little bit that kind of goes with that style of song. And in the end, it didn't quite work out in a good way. So I didn't predict this to qualify. I just thought it's too messy. It's too much.
Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, which effect would you like? Yes, was the answer. So, Jana.
Difficult. I mean, it was very chaotic. Yes, definitely. I'm also not sure about the song. It's maybe a little bit cheap. I don't know. But I also like Bob, so it was a Bob, definitely.
Yeah,
I like
no
the
doubt.
outfit. I heard many people say the outfit was way too much. I can see that, but I liked it.
We have
She
seen worse, honestly.
well, she included Brazilian funk, and I think that's pretty cool. It's a bit weird to see that in Norway, but we also had Fuego tonight, so why not Brazilian funk? And she was singing in Portuguese, like for one verse, I think. I
Mhm.
really like that, so yeah, I'm really mixed about it.
Yeah, I think like it was a lot of choreography. I must say though that I had the feeling that the other dancers are like outperforming her in terms of the dancing.
Mm.
I don't know. I think she should have been more focused on the singing and not about the dancing as well. And I'm not sure about the twerking. I mean, we have seen it already. That's just my opinion. So Harry says about other song that it made more sense once I realized what the lyrics meant, which is funny because mostly it's in English, but anyways. um, and I mean, it's a bold choice to call a song waste. I don't know.
I mean, she's from Brazil, so
Yeah,
I
true.
get it.
It just
Yeah.
seems a weird topic to be singing about, but
Yeah, like this is my waist and this is my leg. I mean, whatever. Yeah, so I mean, we have already discussed most of the songs, so maybe let's go to the other two as well. So one of the other ones were, and I think Jana have already mentioned it,
Fuego.
Alejandro. Yes, with the song Fuego, and no, it's not the Cypriot one, it's the Norwegian one. So the only Spanish song in the running, like fully in Spanish, not just the verse or something. And it gave me some Cuba vibes. I wrote that
Same.
down, especially the beginning. I like that. Um, I think the song wasn't like strong enough. I like the idea of it, but it kind of felt flat. I kind of missed the progression in it, but and it was a bit too slow. It should have been a bit faster. It was a tempo that I wasn't a fan of, just personally. But he looked great. I mean, especially the like comparison from the postcard to the
Oh yeah.
performance. I was like, is that the same person? Wow. Really, I was confused. Anyway, so yeah, Jess, what do you think about it?
I pretty much agree with everything you said. Fuego is a good song, but not a great song, and it didn't really stand out that much in the whole lineup of tonight. One thing I did love was the very beginning of his performance when we had him with some backing instrumentalists and it was all like a bar around him. I thought that that worked really well and it suited the song perfectly.
Hmm.
But then obviously you get the whole cliche of having these female dancers coming in, having fire on stage. And I feel like it just kind of went a bit cheesy at that point and wasn't as good as it was at the very beginning. But nevertheless, he still gave a good performance of that song. And it was, fun and entertaining to watch. It just was a bit weak, in my opinion.
The song is literally called Fuego, so I was expecting fire at some
Yeah.
point. At least they weren't going for 3 minutes of fire. Jana, your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I really liked this one. I was kind of hoping it would qualify, honestly. I mean, it was a good song. Yeah, maybe I agree with Jess. Like, the beginning was much better, like in the bar, and then it was all a bit too much with the backing dances and everything. But it also kind of fitted the vibe because we had Fuego a lot. The song is about Fuego, but I don't know. It's still weird to see this at MGP. Like, I think it would be better at Benidorm, maybe. I mean, maybe he would have more
Hmm.
chances there. So. Yeah, but I like the song. It's good.
I must say though, I like it when people or like countries try to get out of the box, like the cliche box. Oh, it's like having I said Cuba. Someone actually says it's from Chile.
Mhm.
Okay, at least I got it I got the continent, right?
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it has to be Spanish. I mean, do you
No.
remember like a Fire from the UK?
Mhm.
I think it was the early
Mhm.
2000s, and it kind of sounded like Turkish, but it was in the UK, and I really liked that surprise, that
Yeah, I totally
mix
agree with
there.
you. I also really like the diversity, but I also think like people from the country have to relate to the entry and to the artist, and I'm not sure if they can do that, like if it's completely different, not in the language at all.
Yeah, maybe they were going for the Spanish-speaking community, which is definitely existing in Norway as well. But hey, didn't work out, obviously. So Vincent says that he prefers Prague over Prohibition, and I think this is consensus here. So here's Simenka saying like, okay, it kind of felt like Benny Dom, which is coming very soon. So excited.
Agree.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
so ready for it. Okay, last song, which was actually the last one performing, was Björn Olaf Edvardsen with the song "Turn Off My Heart." Jana, let's start with you. What are your thoughts about it, and were you disappointed about the non-qualification here?
I was not disappointed because I expected it, but it was a cute song. He seems so lovely, honestly.
Yeah,
I also like the vocals. I'm not sure how much autotune he used, but it sounded good. I'm not sure about the staging. Like, I like that he was in the spotlight, but it was too much white for me. Like, everything was in white. It was just, no, too shiny. I don't know. But I like the idea that they started small with one bench and then added the other bench with a wireless, I think, and then another one in the end. I
it's
like
like a
that.
magic show.
I know,
Like,
yeah. No,
how
I
did
like
they do it? Camera angles can do
camera
so many
angles.
things.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Jess, your thoughts?
I definitely prefer the staging over the song.
Hmm.
I think it was a very beautiful staging. When they had all the benches and all of the white colors, I personally really liked that, and I thought it looked absolutely beautiful on stage. And he performed the song very well. I don't know whether he had auto tune or not, but in my opinion, I think it came across very well. But the song itself was quite weak and rather forgettable. And I think ultimately that's what cost him a place in the final.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, they want to qualify for a contest, which is Eurovision Song Contest. So you need a song which is strong enough, I
Mhm.
think. So it's kind of like a Disney song for me, very cheesy, maybe a bit bland, but he delivered it very well. The voice was good, very high, so well done for that. But I wasn't expecting a qualification here. However, I wasn't expecting it for Swing It as well. So who am
Yeah.
I to judge? Obviously, I have no idea here. So yeah. We've got a question from Bubble Pirate. I want to show that to you. What's your
Oh.
favorite non-winner Norway entry? I'm not sure about Eurovision entry or MGP entry. Maybe let's answer both. So,
Oh,
first of all,
Okay.
Norway.
well,
Who
my
wants to
favorite
start?
Norwegian entry is a winning entry, so now I have to think of
Yeah,
another.
that's why it
Just
says
second.
non-winner. Uh, oh God, maybe
Okay, I can start
Kano.
if you want.
I think
Okay.
Kano for me.
Favorite? Oh. Okay. So favorite Eurovision, I would say Wigwam in my dreams. It was amazing. And Alve Dansen. And for MGP, Rayleigh Hero. Yes.
Good one. Jess?
If I had to pick a Eurovision one, probably the first one that comes to mind is Haba Haba by
Oh.
Stella Mwangi.
Love. Robbed.
Should have qualified.
Easy.
Um, and MGP, I'm going back to Stella when she did her song with Alexandra from Kano, You Got Me, from 2018.
Yeah. So about MGP too. So Kano, obviously Monuments, what what happened there? And 2013, I love Bombo. So
Me
cheap.
too.
Oh my God. I mean, life was a bit meh, but the song, Bob loved
Yeah,
it. So yes, definitely up for me. So we weren't able to do a live stream last week, but we had a semifinal there as well. So maybe quickly we're gonna talk about the qualifiers there if you like. So one of them was Ulrike, who won MGP in 2020 and was supposed to represent Norway, but then something happened, which is not going to be named here. The song was called Attention. Now it's Honestly. She's considered as one of the favorites of the whole show, I think. So, Jess, do you like that song?
I really like the song. I think it's a very strong song again, and I
Mm,
like how she's included some Norwegian into the song as well. Her performance last week without auto-tune was amazing, in my opinion. Very good vocals, and I totally understand why this is one of the favourites to win. And I wouldn't be surprised if it did win. I think it has that potential.
Jana?
Well, Ulrika is super cute, super nice, but I'm not the biggest fan. I mean, it's a nice song, it's a nice melody, but it's too many Disney vibes for me. I like that she added Norwegian this time, but yeah, no, my favorite was Alessandra.
Okay. So I must say I prefer Attention in terms of the song, but I was impressed by the vocals. But we already knew that she can sing. She's probably one of the best vocalists like ever. So good. So well done. I mean, I needed a few times to listen to fully get into the song, which is a bad sign for Eurovision. But once you're in it, you really feel it. It's impressive. It has like a very nice progression as well. I'm not sure about the staging. It kind of felt empty, especially when you compare it to this night, because especially Elsie Bay, but also Joan had a lot of staging. So why doesn't she have a bit more there? Yeah, but I wish her best of luck. And I think if she's gonna represent Norway this time for good, it would be deserved because of 2020, and I think she would qualify for the final, and that's always a plus. Next one, also one of the favorites, is Queen of the Kings by Alessandra. What are your thoughts about it, Jess?
I was very impressed by the staging and live performance for this one, something that I wasn't expecting. It was a very strong and striking choreography, in my opinion, and stood out very well, even though it was performing in first place. And I have this as a surprise MGP winner. I think it
Hmm.
definitely ticks all the boxes to go to Eurovision.
Okay, Jana, I kind
Yes.
of have the feeling you like the song.
No, so this and Echo and May are my MGP winners, and maybe Freya, but I only had a snippet. Oh my god, yeah, performance was amazing. I was mind blown. It was so good. She's really strong. Her vocals. Oh my god, it was so good. I'm listening to this song every single day, and it's not getting worse. So it's really good. I hope she wins, honestly.
Okay, so it's a powerful performance. She was the first one who performed, so she opened MGP, and it was a strong performance. A lot of dancing, and she delivered it well. About the vocals, I'm not sure. I'm not the biggest fan of her voice. I don't know why. There's something about it which is it's not for me. I'm happy that she qualified. She was one of my qualifiers, but I don't see her winning. Maybe she does, but um, it kind of sounds weird because it's Norway, but it gave me Melodi Festivalen vibes and not MGP vibes. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, good luck for her. And I think she's like by far the most streamed ones of the ones who have already been published. But that hasn't like been like a guaranteed win for the show. It is a plus, of course, and an advantage, but I mean, not sure about her winning. And the last one was the band. What's the name again?
Oh,
Unami Tsunami
yes.
with the song Geronimo, and it's not the one from Shepherd, but the one from Unami Tsunami. So, Jana, do you like them?
They were really good. I mean, of course, they used a lot of autotune.
Yeah.
I like the performance. I mean, they are really young. I think the youngest one is 16 only. The other is 19 and 20, I think. So they're really young and they know how to perform on stage. Like, it was really good. It reminded me a bit of K-pop, but that's not
Mm.
necessarily bad. It's something different. And maybe that's why they got through because it's unique. It stood out. Yeah, it was good.
That was again like very 2000s, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
2000s all the way. I had the feeling that this maybe like was like the time when Backstreet Boys were
Mm,
performing,
yeah.
and I was too young to realize how it was, but now I finally got that feeling. Just feel like it.
I like the song and I loved their performance in the semi-final. It came across really great on stage and it was a well-deserved qualification in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, good for them. I don't see them winning, but I think it's a nice add up to the show.
Agree.
So we've got only one more semi-final to go, and then in 2 weeks we already know the final, or like the representative for Norway. Do
Yes.
you think we have already seen the winner, or is
Mm,
it going to be in semi-final three? What do you think? What do you
Potentially,
predict? Yeah.
I think. we could have maybe seen the winner in Elsie Bay or Rika or Alessandra. But
Mhm.
then in the last semi, from the snippets I've heard, Freya does sound very promising. So maybe the winner is still to come.
Mhm. Jana?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, potentially, yes. But yeah, I really want to wait for Freya because that sounded so good in a snippet. So yeah, I'm waiting. I don't know yet.
Okay. Yeah, personally, I wasn't sure in the beginning, but that performance from tonight really sold me, so I hope LCB is gonna win. But I mean, I'm still open-minded. So if a semi-final 3 performance is better, then he, she, they should win, you know? So okay, maybe one more comment. Kenneth says Ulrike is presumptive MGP winner at this point. Definitely a contender. I mean, we
Contender
already
and
knew
one
it.
of the fan
Yeah.
favorites. So yeah.
Yeah, I must say though, I'm a bit like annoyed that she has released Falling Apart last year. This would have been a banger at
I'm not the
Eurovision.
biggest fan.
I love the song. Oh God. Anyway, so who represents Germany
Who
in
knows?
2023?
Not us.
Someone.
Yeah.
Probably radio friendly. That's all I'm
I
gonna
think we will
say.
find out at the end of this month. I think 27th of January
Yeah,
they'll release
the
the
next
artist. So
exactly, except for the TikTok one, because
yeah.
apparently you can vote for one of them. And then the show is gonna be on 4th of March, I think, so Friday night. You need
Night,
to,
yeah.
maybe drink some coffee to stay awake because I don't know, we didn't make the prime time this year.
Well, it's not
With
gonna end later than Sanremo, so
yeah, that's not possible, is it? Okay. Any final words? Because otherwise we would wrap it up. Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Jess. It was a wonderful live stream. I enjoyed it. And we are going to be back next week with the third semifinal. And then, until then, have a nice week. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.